Thank you guys for the opportunity to engage you. I want to just think a little bit about the council as a team sport and what role you play in the team. How do you see yourself in the team player? Because that to me ultimately is, if you can't get to 5, you're no good, and you're better off at 9. So how do you play in that context with other folks? What's your thoughts on that?
1 minute each.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And actually, I'm just going to be speaking from experience because I am a former council person, and teamwork is very important. It is the most important aspect of being a council person. I mean, I've seen a lot of times where council persons or other politicians will get on their soapbox and talk about a lot of things, but ultimately it's what you can do for your constituents, what you can do to better the lives of everyday people that's going to matter. That's really going to be that's how I will judge myself. And I cannot really emphasize the importance of teamwork more. It's no different from being out in the community. You have to be able to work with people. That's all it comes down to. And that's an art form in and of itself.
Trying to go along with a team sport idea. I don't see myself as a quarterback, but maybe as a center. Working together with your council members is very important because you can't get anything done without it. Part of it is making the relationships. I tend to have very good relationships, working relationships with most people. I tend to bring sort of the calmness. I mean, we can all disagree, but not be disagreeable. It's, and if you watch the county council meetings, it gets kind of heated sometimes, and we need to be, we need to be more respectful of each other's opposing views. Like Mr. Chung said, we keep an open mind, we listen to everybody's opinion. In the end, we have to make that decision, but we can disagree without being disagreeable.
As far as working together with 9 spirited people with whose goal is oftentimes only look at their district. The way I'm going to approach it is any issues that is going to put on the table, I have to remind them that although you are only responsible for your district, but that issue affects everybody on the island. And the other thing too, I had to be prepared. I'm gonna study the issue. I had to do the most compelling argument that I could and present to them and try to convince them that we have to work together. Although I might not be able to get everybody, but at least to get things done, I have to make sure that I have to be prepared. I have to study the issue and be able to compromise. And try to be nice to each other.
Clarifying question. Were you asking about the council members working together or the council working with the administration?
I was talking about how do you as a council member work with 9 other people to accomplish the goals of the council?
Okay. I think we work on a consensus basis. That's the background I come from. I have, in most of my civic duties and organizations I belong to, we work on a consensus basis, which means there's no voting, there's no majority rule. What you do is you start from both ends and you work to the middle to an agreeable conclusion for everybody. We more come into alignment than the big people, beating on the head their idea over the little people. So consensus is a very hard-fought result, and it takes a long time to get there, but through respect and education and tolerance, I think we can easily all work together to forward the goals of the council.